Today on HKB, we're comparing the 7 Grandmasters and 36 Deadly Styles.
Hello there, fellow Hong Kong and Asian movie film fans. Today, we're taking a little look at the Eureka Cinematic Vengeance Boxset. I'm Leon and this is Shaz. Say hello, Shaz.
Hi, Shaz. So what we thought we'd do, this great Joseph Kuo box set, we're going to work our way through each disc at a time, and then we will compare each film on each disc, have a mini sort of bout, call it, and decide our favourite film from each disc. And then when we've watched each film, we will then compare the winning film from each disc for an overall winner, or our overall favourite film from the collection.
So this is going to be the mega Joseph Kuo Cinematic Vengeance Showdown. So yeah, I just got to say, Gary and Al, they're going to be so proud of us covering these. So if you don't know those guys, it's Gary over at Film Fan Dojo and Al from Them's Fighting Words. Those two guys in the Asian cinema circle, they really know the old school independent kung fu movies. So we do like it as well. We thought we'd have a little try at these, and here we go, guys.
So let's take a look at the first film.
Right, so what's up first, Shaz?
The 7 Grandmasters.
So, this little foray into Taiwanese independent kung fu filmmaking. What did you think? How do you compare this to the likes of like Golden Harvest, Shaw Brothers and Seasonal?
I'd say it's very evenly matched.
Yeah?
Personally. Yeah, I really liked this film.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really liked the story. I was really engrossed into the story, actually. You know, with the young man wanting to be taken on as a student and being rebuffed continually, but he carried on, you know, wanting to be taken on by the master. And yeah, I just loved it. What did you think?
Yeah, I kind of like the simplicity of the story in this one. I say he's celebrating that he's the main guy in the kung fu world, Jack Long. And somebody comes and says, no, you're not, you haven't beaten this person, that person, the other. So he takes off on his quest with his daughter and his disciples. He fights one of the 7 Grandmasters at a time. I think it's one of the first ones where some guy gets killed afterwards, and it's the, like you say, the Li Yimin, it's his father, and they make him think that it's, well, no, not at the beginning, it's later on, isn't it?
Yeah.
So some guy manipulating him and tells him he needs to learn kung fu from Jack Long to avenge his father. So he goes along begging, as you said, and you know, eventually wears him down. But you know, the other students are a bit against him, aren't they? So
yeah,
he gets roughed up a little bit along the way by Mark Long, Jack Long's brother. And yeah, there's I like all the actors in this, and I like. I've got to say, I particularly like the level of kung fu, all that sort of acrobatic element we get in there, and the weapons forms and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that great scene, wasn't there, with all of the weapons coming out.
Yeah.
Pretty spectacular.
When he fights Kuo Yuen, Jack Long versus Kuo Yuen, which little shout out to Gary there. He had that fight scene in his top 5 fight scenes video. Easy to see why. Rewatching it,
definitely.
You know, I mean, that is pretty spectacular. So kudos to you, Gary, for picking that one out, because yeah, watching it in, you know, the context of the film as well, it really does stand out. I think, yeah, I mean, that's pretty spectacular. I see why Gary had that one in there. Probably, I don't know, yeah, probably the best fight in the film. Hard to say, because you know, it's our first visit to it, and wow, it was just chock-a-block, wasn't it?
Tons Tons of fights.
Yes, and
All brilliant.
the daughter, was it Nancy Yen?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Nancy Yen.
Yeah.
You quite liked her?
Yeah, I liked her as well. I thought she was good in the few action bits she had. I thought that, yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, and she's got, you know, a beautiful face. She looks really good on the camera. And I like that, you know, the guys in this, they've got that kind of underdog look like Jackie Chan did. We directly compared, didn't we? Lee Yi-min to Jackie Chan in that sort of era of films like Snake and Eagle, Shadow, Drunken Master, Fearless Hyena, all that sort of stuff.
I felt like they had a similar look, and also they sort of seemed to move quite sort of similarly, I thought.
Yeah, they did. What I particularly thought, you know, kind of elevated this film was some of the camera work.
Yeah.
You know, I bet when people had this on a dirty VHS or a really grubby DVD back in the day, they didn't realise what they were being treated to. Because there's some outstanding shots. So, you know, what they're doing with the camera and where they're placing it for some of the fights is really thinking ahead.
Yeah, and a lot of the film, I think, was shot on location, you know, outside, out and about somewhere, wasn't it? So,
yeah, that is really
some
good.
nice backdrops.
So yeah, as you can tell, folks, we're both big fans of this film. Right, shall we move on to the next one then, Chaz?
Yep, let's go.
Great.
Next up, 36 Deadly Styles. So, what did you think?
Quite enjoyed this one too. I thought it was quite good. Loads of kung fu action in it again. Different plot on this one. So basically, there's people getting bumped off in the martial world. They're getting internal injuries by a technique with a kick, and follow. Is it Nick Chung? It's Nick Chung, isn't it? So you have to excuse us, folks. We're not as familiar with some of these actors. We are some of the, you know, mainstream Hong Kong at the time. But yeah, he's like taken in by this guy that lives with some monks. Looks a bit like Stanley Fung with a shaved head, and but unfortunately, Hwang Jong-Lee and cronies, you know, pursue. There's not a lot of plot to talk about, really, is there? This one just a setup for kung fu fight after kung fu fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's how I certainly felt. I didn't really connect to the story in this one. I sort of struggled with it a bit more, but like you say, the fights were good.
Yeah.
But it was just one fight onto the next fight onto the next fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd like to retitle it the 36 Deadly Wigs.
Yeah, there was some great wigs in this one. Holy
hell. I mean, really? I mean, that is pretty distracting. I can see why they did it, obviously, because you listen to the commentary tracks, you realise that some of the actors weren't there for so long, so they had out these really outstanding wigs, like, say, the one that looks like a bundle of fishnets put on top of Bolo Young's head, and painted copper. So when they stick that on somebody else, you just go, oh yeah, that's Bolo, even if it's not Bolo. So yeah. Whoa.
It's pretty amazing the wigs stayed on.
Yeah.
During the fights.
Yeah, I mean, how he fought like that, I have no idea, but yeah, you know, it's good to see Bolo participating in some kung fu fights, which you didn't often get to see him back then. You see him pop up in very brief roles in like Jackie Chan Sammo Hung movies, and literally just a walk on. And so seeing him in this doing a bit of kung fu, pretty good. But the fact that they've got Hwang Jong-Lee in this is a real bonus for me. Cause,
also
you know,
with a wig.
Yeah, also with a wig.
So you couldn't tell when it wasn't him.
You couldn't tell when he wasn't there, except for the way he moved, which, you know...
bit of a giveaway.
Yeah, a bit of a giveaway, because nobody else kind of moves like Hwang Jong-Lee, do they? You'd like to go on this as well. Jeannie Chang? Jeannie Chang?
Yeah,
Soy Milk Girl?
Yeah, I really liked her. And when there's a scene with some soy milk, and she's all over the place, really, isn't she? She's up on the table, and I really liked her. Yeah,
a few fight scenes that she had in it, she was very, very good. I thought she portrayed a lot of charisma. I'm really surprised actually that I I don't recall her from seeing her from anything before. And looking at her filmography is a little bit limited. I think she's only worked with Joseph Cole in his films. But to me, I think she could have been a lot bigger, you know? She's got like charisma like Lily Lai and Cara Hoy.
Yeah, no, that's a good point actually.
Do you think?
Yeah,
you think that's fair? I'm not just getting carried away because I've seen this like first time.
No, definitely not. No, I think you're right. I think that lady could, you know, like you say, maybe she is in more stuff we're not aware of, but certainly from this film, she could have been in a lot of other
She
things.
was a standout, wasn't she?
Yeah, she really was, yeah.
And speaking of standouts and people we like, anybody that watches our channel regularly knows that we're big fans of Fan Mei Sheng, and turns up in this one. Yay! Fan Mei Sheng! He's always great.
I like him.
Love seeing him. He has a good role in this. I think personally, I think whatever he's in, he elevates it just by being there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That guy has got buckets of charisma and he always performs on point. There's, so much, he just oozes character and...
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
I don't know what it is, but when I see him on screen, I'm in a happy place now. Fan Mei Sheng's on, Leon can relax. Yeah. So, yeah. Right, so I think that pretty much covers this one, no?
But don't forget, there was a character sort of meant to be like Dean Sheck.
Yes, how could we forget him? Or was I trying to forget him? What was the name of that guy? Was it Chan Lao?
I think so.
Chan Lao?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have a Dean Sheck alike in this one, and he was very much channeling the spirit of Dean Sheck. Perhaps a bit like his character in Warriors 2, because he did do some kung fu like Dean Sheck did in Warriors 2.
Yes.
So that was another added to this film. But, I think we need to jump to the comparison now. What do you think?
I think so.
Okay, so here it goes, folks. We'll compare the two. So, round one draws to a close, and we're going to give you a winner from 7 Grandmasters and the 36 Deadly Styles. So, if you don't mind, I should go first. So, for me, it was pretty close call. I like both of these films. The Kung Fu is excellent, the filming's pretty good. I think I'm going to go with 7.5 for the 7 Grandmasters. And for the 36 Deadly Styles, I'm going to give that 7 out of 10. So pretty close, but I'm just edging it towards 7 Grandmasters for me. How about you, Shaz?
Well, I agree with your overall winner, but I think the scoring might be a little off here. So I will give 36 Deadly Styles 7 out of 10. I was considering 6, maybe 6.5, but I added a little extra for the wigs alone. But yeah, I didn't get the story as much in that one. I didn't enjoy the story as much as 7 Grandmasters, which I really did enjoy a lot more. So I'm scoring that one 8.5.
Wow. Well, there we go, folks. What's your score? Who do you agree with? Leave us a comment below or send us an email at hongkongbluerays@gmail.com. So if you've made it through this far into our video, then perhaps give us a like, let us know that you enjoyed it.
If you fancy picking up a copy of this release, there's a purchase link in the description below.
We really had a lot of fun on this episode. We hope you guys did too. We look forward to seeing you next time, and remember folks, be true and buy the blue.